High School, a place he hadn't seen in over 30 years. The brick facade loomed ominously, and he felt a chill run down his spine. He wasn't here for a reunion or a casual stroll down memory lane. He was here to attend classes as if he had never left. Inside, the hallways were eerily familiar yet unsettling. The smell of musty textbooks and the faint scent of floor polish brought memories rushing back. His footsteps echoed in the empty hallway as he made his way to room 203. The classroom was just as he remembered. A chalkboard at the front, and motivational posters peeling at the edges. He was surrounded by students. Their faces distorted and grotesque. They pointed and laughed, their voices echoing unnaturally. Richard felt out of place. The teacher entered the room, her face frozen in time. She looked exactly as she did 30 years ago. "Class, we have a new student," she announced, her eyes narrowing, landing on Richard. The students giggled, whispering among themselves. Richard tried to focus, but he felt the panic rising, the same panic he had felt as a teenager. The bell rang. Richard hurried out of the classroom, but the hallways transformed into a labyrinth. Each turn led to another hallway that seemed to stretch endlessly. Panic set in as he realized he couldn't find his way out. Richard broke into a run, but his legs felt heavy. He burst through a door and found himself in the gym. The lights flickered, and in the center of the gym stood a group of his old classmates. Their features grotesque and ominous, they formed a circle around him, their eyes filled with the judgment and ridicule. One of them sneered, holding up a blank sheet of paper. "Didn't you study for the test?" Their voices overlapped, growing louder and more hostile. Richard tried to speak, but no words came out. He felt the weight of voices crushing him. Abruptly, Richard jolted awake, drenched in sweat and gasping for breath. He was in his own bed, safe and far from Middleton High. The nightmare had felt so real, so vivid, but it was just a dream. Richard lay back, staring at the ceiling, trying to calm his racing heart. He reminded himself that he was no longer that frightened teenager, that he had faced and conquered many challenges since then. But the nightmare left a lingering unease, a ghost of the past that refused to be entirely banished.